Good morning, Hit Nation. My name is Roy, and this will be my Worthless Half a Penny, Part 28, Miami build for the 2024-25 season. This is the only series, perhaps in the history of the internet, whose host wholeheartedly admits he has no idea what he's talking about, but he can read and watch videos. However, in this case, I'm going to be giving some of my worthless half a penny, but again, based on videos that I watched, specifically watching Ethan Skolnick speak. But I have recorded this video too many times, and I just want to get rid of it once and for all. When I first recorded this, it was a few hours after Donovan Mitchell signed the extension. We haven't yet spoken of Keshad Johnson, Zion Pullen, the signing of Alec Burks, and quite frankly, we even haven't discussed, which I'm going to briefly mention here, Drew Smith signing as the third second-way contract that we have to close that spot for now, right before the summer league. We know that things can shift after the summer league. That's a mystery. I don't know why we've gotten Drew Smith back. I can talk about the other guys, but I don't know why we've gotten him back. The roster for the summer league is as follows: Gabe Brown, JC Butler, Josh Christopher, Caleb Daniels, Keshad Johnson, Pele Larsson, Khalil Ware, Zion Pullen, Neil Sacco, Isaiah Stevens, Cole Swider, Bryson Warren, another Warren but a first name Warren Washington, and finally Alondis Williams. Under regular contract are Alondis Williams, Khalil Ware, and I think that's it, right? We have those are the regular. Oh, and Pele Larsson also, because we have Keshad Johnson, Zion Pullen, and Drew Smith as a two-way. So three of these guys are under regular contract, potentially, right, before the summer league. And I think that's what the way it's going to be. The two ways, well, I think that they can also shift, but for this moment, two of them are here. Drew Smith is likely injured again, as my dear interlocutor and Andy Nichols said. Drew Smith is likely still injured. More of a mystery why we brought him back. The team is pretty much complete, and I think that even though Heat fans are indeed quite toxic, I think that comes from an expectation that regardless of who we have in the roster, the team has an obligation to always win. I know that this comes from the fact that we did have a great build since 1988. We can't speak enough about the fact that it took us just over a decade to get the first, and then not that long after, right, the second, the third rings, and how many times we go deep into the playoffs, how many playoff appearances. I mean, it has been amazing in terms of the competence of this front season in such a short, time span, to actually have a team that is always contending, and perhaps that's the reason that Heat fans are incredibly demanding. If a player doesn't play well, they hate him. But then on a Tuesday night against the Pistons, they go 37 points in 20 attempts. And people just get like, wow, this is him. This is the future coming of the Messiah in the NBA, our next LeBron James. And this has been the relationship kind of with most players, but there is one in particular who's been kind of wearing off his welcome, Tyler Hero, with the fan base. But honestly, I'm glad that the Miami Heat does not pay attention to the fan base when making certain trades, because Tyler Hero may not be a good fit for us, but he's a good player. He's not a top 75 player, which is what the Miami Heat front office tried to sell him as. But he is a great player, and who knows? It all depends on usage. Talked about this: usage, health, availability, all those things. That just they just seem like talking points, but they're not. They're real things that we actually need. Now we are running it back, but we did add defensive power with Khalil Ware, potentially even helping Bam and decreasing Bam's load. It all depends how he pans out, but that's just the nature of the game. It always depends how it pans out, even if it's a veteran, right? We never know how the chemistry with the team is going to be when they are on the floor actually playing. In this case, it's a rookie, but it's a potentially good rookie in this case, right? It can actually help on the defense. So we increased, on paper, we increased our defensive power. And we also have pretty much everyone on the team with 38% or more, 35% or more, let's just say, in three-point shooting percentage. So I think that's a great thing to have. Now, on paper, almost everyone on this team can shoot the three very well. We know in reality that's not exactly how things have played out, but we've added more of that with Keshad Johnson, with Pelle Larsson. We've added more of that. The fact that Ware can shoot the three as well. Bam Adebayo has been getting more comfortable shooting the three. So things to maybe look forward to. Now, I know that people don't want to run it back, and I myself didn't. But the truth is, this front office has made a few mistakes. I don't think this particular offseason counts as one. But this front office has made a few mistakes and has lost a lot of assets. Sometimes trying to get trades done, sometimes getting rid of mistakes, such as Kyle Lowry or Deadman. They have had to attach picks to get rid of players that they want to, and to be able to have the cap space that they didn't want to. That has been an issue, especially the past 2-3 years. And it certainly expresses itself in this at this time, in which we didn't have cap space to sign a great free agent. And also we don't have cap space to just, and in this case, not just cap space, we don't have the straight up assets to just, okay, go ahead and use those 2-3 players to get, a couple of great players to our roster. It's not that simple. And I don't think the front office had much that it could do. There was much that the front office could do. I find it very interesting that everybody wants a trade, but a trade for trade's sake is not the way to go. I particularly don't think DeRozan is a good fit in the Miami Heat. Now, I would love to see the dogness, right, of the DeRozan Butler front court. I understand that, but at the same time, it's very difficult to see a guy that can't shoot the three well and has a very similar style to that of Butler and is aged, his way past his prime. I can't see how that can help. Now, the fact that Caleb Martin wanted to explore his options in the front office and has not been yet successful could signal, as we know thus far, this is where we are, and maybe there has already been a tweet talking about it. But the main point is that Caleb Martin may be traded for DeMar DeRozan, which I honestly don't. Honestly, again, I don't know. We have to see how he pans out. I don't think a trade for trade's sake is good. Who would you trade for, right? Regardless of the assets. But let's say if Trae Young becomes available to trade and we have the assets, would you trade for Trae Young? Would you have a mini Tyler Hero, worse defensively than him, way better offensively, in my opinion? I think there are advantages to trade, and I got kind of sold. But do we really want to deplete our young core, because this is the main point of this video, to get a Trae Young, to get a Zach LaVine, maybe with a pick attached to him and not having to lose much for the very right price? But again, why? Zach LaVine with bad knees, a player that as soon as he got injured, the Bulls actually started playing way better. I don't understand why people just want to trade for trade's sake. That's also something that Ethan Skolnick talks about and all the good people at 5 Reasons Sports, but a lot of the great voices just want to trade for trade's sake. The fact of the matter is, there are seasons of valleys and peaks, and right now we're in a valley season, meaning, okay, perhaps Jimmy Butler's window for a ring has closed. I will die on my sword saying Jimmy Butler is going to have a great 24-25 season, regardless of what's going to be added or not. And I don't know if he's going to sign an extension with the Miami Heat or look for a better paycheck to end his career. I don't know. But I think that whatever he does, he's going to play a great season. Will he qualify for awards? Will he play those 60-plus games? That's the main question. How the rookies will pan out. Staying healthy. How now getting Alec Burks into the team, how will that pan out? We certainly have enough in the sense of players, and we certainly didn't get to see the full potential of the team because of injury. So that is a major thing to pay attention to next season. Perhaps not as championship contenders. But still, if the only thing to watch for is the development of our young core with 6 drafted players, including Hero and Bam, 6 drafted players, having, right now, with looking forward to seeing what Khalil Ware can bring to the table, looking forward to see what Pelle Larsson can bring to the table, but also looking forward to the development of Jaime, to the development of Nikola Jovic. Those are things to look forward to, and that is why I am looking forward to the summer league, because I want to see how those young players that already have regular contracts or two-way contracts play, and I want to see if there is anybody else that calls, that basically kind of attracts the front office this summer league. But it is running back. I understand a lot of people hate that. I get it. I myself also like to think that as a fan, I also want to see our team fighting for championships and not just developing the young core. But the reality is that that's what the business is, especially in the NBA. And at least we have an opportunity to develop a young core and, perhaps creating a great bed frame, let's just say, right, for the post Jimmy Butler era. I honestly don't know. What I do know is that I'm looking forward to the season regardless. I don't think that we're going to be competing for a championship. I do think that we're going to continue hovering around that play-in area with the same team. But I really hope that I can be proved wrong, as honestly we have in the past seasons by the Miami Heat, especially with Jimmy Butler. Let's go Heat.